Hello there viewers and welcome back to Dortmund. For the first time for some of you, you can see my actual face. The beta is out, you can see me now. Hi everyone, good to see you all. I know it's for some people this is the first time you'd have seen my face, you'd have just heard the voice. So, I'm Ben, nice to meet you. I'll use my left hand, unconventional. So then today we are set to play our first game in the Bundesliga against Bayer Leverkusen. A big game to kick things off, and you can see friendlies have gone rather well. A few 7-0 poundings in there, as well as a draw to Inter, the only time we didn't win in pre-season. So pretty good stuff. And a 4-2 win over Worms in the German first round. Let's take a look at some highlights from that game and talk you through, stylistically, what we're going with this season. So with the key inductions out of the way, I thought it was time to kick things off with some competitive football, and we're starting with the German Cup, as mentioned then. The team talk went quite well. Of course, it was just running me through how to use the match engine. It's all quite straightforward. But you can see early on then a goal for Dortmund. Marco Reus with the finish. It was a header down from Werner. But the key point, and really as we go through these highlights, you'll see it as a continual pattern, is that we're playing Reus as an inside forward on one side, hence he was tucked in to finish that goal. And Pulisic is very much playing as an attacking winger on the other side, looking really good as well and causing lots of problems. That own goal is an absolute treat for the early Football Manager 2019 cycle. Team talk went very well. What I thought was interesting though is that the team talk in terms of theirs obviously went quite well. They were inspired by the feedback, so I was expecting some sort of recovery from them after being beaten 3-0 at half-time. Royce, though, got a penalty to make it 4. And there wasn't any fight back. They scored one. And their second, I must say, keeper rushes out. And I think he's trying to play the sweeper role a little too much there, a bit too eager. And a nice finish came in from Worms. So you can see there that I think it's Worms rather than Worms. A 4-2 win for Dortmund. Not too bad at all. Of course, that brings us back then to today as we play Bayer Leverkusen. But before we get there is some exciting and interesting news upon us. Julian Weigl wants to leave and go to Bayern Munich, which isn't happening. In terms of transfers so far this window, we've not done too much business. Timo Werner, of course, has come in. Kagawa has left for money. Burnich has gone out as well. As well as Sebastian Rode, who's gone to Cologne for the season. They're basically paying his wages in a position where I've got quite a lot of players already. So I was quite happy to see him move on. But if Weigl wants to leave, like seriously wants to leave, then I don't know what we're going to do. Is it Weigl? I'm close with one of them, I'm sure. But if he wants to leave, maybe there's going to be an opportunity for us to strengthen in the centre. I'm going to reject his request, though. I don't know how he's going to respond to that. And the journalists are already piping up. He's got very stern faces, this journalist. I'm terrified. Okay, well, he says there, news of his desire to leave has not been well received by the Borussia Dortmund supporters, understandably so. What will I be doing to keep him here? Well, no, I can understand why the supporters feel that way. But we're all a little unsure as to what's going to happen. We'll all try and do the right thing for the club as always. A correct response, I feel. And it's a few games, or a few days at least, until we get to this game against Bayer Leverkusen. In terms of the training for the upcoming fixture then, we've very much been working on team play. You can see outfield team training, team bonding, possession-based play, just sort of getting familiar with one another again ahead of a new season. We've had a lot of friendlies to play, and you might wonder why I've not shown you the friendlies actually. It's a valid question. The key reason is I view friendlies largely to be about fitness rather than the tactical aspects. There's not too much we can learn against playing against teams that we actually don't play against on a weekly basis. Teams like Lazio and Inter, of course, are good tests, but for playing some of the other games, they're just sort of tee-up games ready for the league campaign. So now we're into this, we can talk about it a little more, but before that, not really necessary. So, Bayer Leverkusen is coming up in a few days. Join me for it, and we'll run you through the team for that match. When it comes to picking the team and the squad for match days, it's quite important to keep your established players on side. We've got 3 team leaders in Goetze, Royce and Piszczek, and keeping them involved throughout the season, I think, is going to be important. The same goes for Witzel and Schmelzer. Now, Piszczek and Schmelzer, fullbacks that are aging a little more, not going to be here for a very long time in the future, so they're not going to see as much football this year as maybe in previous years. I think Piszczek is more likely to start than Schmelzer at right back. He's a very strong player in that area. But Royce and Goetze, interesting, because we've got players pushing them in their positions. It's going to be curious to see how much they feature this year. But keeping them on side, making sure we've got a good team morale is going to be vitally important. And hopefully they enjoy my company this year. Otherwise, we could have problems. Now, interesting, we've just had our training week in review given to us by Manfred Stiffs. German names in me. Why did we do it? Because Thomas Delaney is having a terrific time in training. 8.8 racing, of course, will probably, hopefully, start for me in the upcoming game as well. I'm going to tell him that I'm very pleased with his training. On the other side of this, Julian Weigl, of course, wants to leave, wants to go to Bayern Munich. He's not training very well at all, and he's disappointing in this area. I don't know what we're going to do with him. I guess we'll see. Look, if he continues to do this, then we'll have to let him go. But compared to everyone else, if we take a look at the individual training regimes, he is right down there, clearly unhappy with not being allowed to leave. Do we want this bad egg, or can we turn him and hopefully keep him here for the foreseeable. So for me, he's a very talented young player that I don't want to lose by any means. It would be a shame to see him leave. When you're talking about players like Goetze, this is one of the guys that can maybe replace him in the future. But I do love, it's worth saying, I do love the fact that now if they want to leave, training is impacted. Like if they're not playing well, you can see they're not playing well. So to start him in this game would clearly, for me, be a risk. So there were a couple of late fitness tests for some of the boys playing today. Goetze and Royce both passed them. Royce had a little bit of an injury, whereas Goetze had been out before that and has sort of been coming back to full strength. You can see they recently recovered from a gashed lower leg. Both should be fit and available to play today, and I think they're both going to get their starts too. So Julian Weigl is not going to play for me today. I'm going to drop him entirely from the squad until we sort out his future with Bayern Munich. Maybe next episode we'll discover what occurred with that. But you can see the rest of the team then looking pretty solid. Berkey will be in goal for this one. Piszczek, Akanji, Diallo and Guerrero will play at left back. Witsel playing that deep line playmaker spot to give positional cover for the two centre-backs, as well as allowing Goetze and Delaney to bomb on forward if we need to support the attack. Royce is the inside forward on that left-hand side, with Pulisic, as we say, pushed forward on the right. You saw from the highlights in that previous cup game that we're looking to sort of get a lot from that wing, and hopefully the overlap from Piszczek as well will provide that. Of course, Guerrero pushing forward on the left-hand side, Royce cutting in. It works quite neatly, and with Timo Werner up front, I really do think we've got the perfect player now to be our pressing forwards, try and hustle defenders. He's got the pace to do it, as well as counter on the break as well. And with the Gegenpress, there's very much a lot of counter-attacking, a lot of pressing. He's going to be pivotally important. Right then, let's get into this game. Then we've got a strong bench as well, of course. Alcacer, we've got Sancho on there as well as the Hood, so we've got options if required. And Toprak might see himself a little unfortunate not to start today, but I'm quite happy with the back two we've got today. So let's submit the team and get into our first league game against Bayer Leverkusen. We'll see how we get on. Brandt, of course, one of the highlights for them, had a really good last year for them, as well as Leon Bailey, who we know is a danger. Very strong defensively too, likes of Tar and Drogovic. This could be a challenge. All right, team talk wise, I'm going to go assertive. I'm going to say it's all over to you now. Have a good one tonight. I've never said that before. I was hoping it would have more of a response, but no, sadly not. Passionately saying there's a lot more to come from them, and I believe they've got what it takes. And let's see if Werner responds as well. He does. They all look happy, gained confidence, so we should go into this with high spirit. Brief tunnel interview as well. How much of Booses Vendel, of course, the left back from Leverkusen, chances of winning. It makes things a little bit easier. We'll say that as they line up. Then, that is quite beautiful. Of course, VAR is in operation. We are working in the Bundesliga. If I just pause the game, you can see the distance over there. There's a TV, so keep your eyes out. You never know what might come of it. League table, I don't think we need currently, but we will keep the match stats on that other side. So will we get any VAR? Will there be any goal line incidents? We'll slow this down just a touch. You have to let me know in the comment section. Would you prefer 2D regularly and then 3D for replays? Or, again, comment section. This is where you come into play. As we put a dangerous challenge in early on. We seem to get away with it, though. I've just changed the 2D to hopefully... I've just changed the 3D to hopefully look a little more pleasing on the eye. As someone that's not a massive fan of VAR, I'm now really excited to see VAR in the game. At the capture event we had with Football Manager, it did happen. There was a few incidents where it occurred, but just for free kicks though, so I'm wasting time, viewers. So far, pretty even game. Not much to speak of from either side, as we're about 20 minutes in. It's been very quiet. I thought we'd be seeing a little more from both sides. We're seeing nothing from either side. Half an hour gone. I might go make myself a drink. Nothing's happening. Big headline game with the Bundesliga kickoff season, and we're seeing match day one is proving to be very boring. All right, we've got a throw in on that side as Guerrero throws it into Witsel, heads it back to him. Guerrero back into Witsel, finding an opportunity for us. Werner's there. It falls. It nearly got a deflection in our favour. Akanji comes out and clears, though, and now Julian Brandt gets his chance to have an impact on the game. I say we've seen nothing so far from either side. As Leon Bailey and Brandt, though, pacey individuals, could prove a danger, as that forward attack for them didn't go particularly well. Our press sort of squeezed it out a little bit, and now we're going to see if Pulisic on that far side can do the business. We go all the way back to Berkey with a lovely switch of play out to Marco Reus. I almost want to show you something there, but we'll leave it for now as Delaney finds Werner. A slide tackle. Pulisic with a strike and a great save in goal for Leverkusen, and it remains at 0-0. But a nice early chance for us. I say early chance, it's been ages. 42 minutes gone, and another throw-in our favour. We've certainly seemed to have been the better side so far in the game, as Guerrero's cross is put in towards Pulisic at the back post. Not the tallest, though. Don't expect him to get on too many of those, as Witsel now shadows the ball. Hopefully we don't give this away. I don't really know what's happening with the two of them. He finally finds Piszczek, and the two combine neatly over on that side. Goetze, there's an overlap on that right side if you want to find it, although he did run offside in the end. Royce, of course, cutting in. Now finds a little bit of space if we can find him, but Goetze, Piszczek, and there's 3 or 4 men in the middle. Piszczek's delivery is not bad. Royce is there. Delaney on the volley, and just over the bar. But some good stuff from Dortmund there. Nicely worked. We continued to play. We didn't just rush it and try and get a shot off. We worked it and worked it and worked it as the corners played in. Chance and a goal! And for those that watched my series last year, to score from a corner, very rare, I feel like. As Mario Götze obviously got the start today ahead of Fiegel, gives us the 1-0 lead just on the stroke of half-time. Let's look at it again in a slightly different three-dimensional angle. You can see as it's played in, it just sort of drops to him on the volley first time, smashes it into the back of the net, applauds himself, and I applaud you too, Mario. Well done. A lot of injuries for Mario Götze in recent times, so it's nice to see him doing well. Let's hope him and Royce can stay injury-free this season. So at half-time, things going really well, it feels like. I'm going to say I'm pleased with how things are going and to keep it up, and everyone has responded brilliantly. All right, let's see. Can we replicate what we've just seen in the second half? We've got a free kick from Guerrero, dangerously shot on goal. I mean, some of the whip on that was quite stupendous. The way the ball curls this year is very different. You do see it better, it must be said, in 2D. But yeah, the ball actually curls this year. It's not like a straight pass anymore. The ball curls to its intended target, which I really like. Things like crosses and crossfield balls look really nice this year. FM19, you get what I'm saying. Almost an hour gone, and we've not seen anything too threatening from Leverkusen. We're still in a positive mindset. We could well check. People are saying, "Oh, where's Fluid?" Countering that, like they don't exist. They're gone. They're out of here. There is no control anymore. It's all about the mindset, the mentality, as well as your tactic this year. As Royce, with a lovely little spin turn, finds Timo Werner, who is a big game for him. Debut in the league for us, of course. Big signing from a rival in the Bundesliga. We were hoping to see more from him, and hopefully from this right side too. I was expecting a little more from the wing play, as Pulisic, he's playing a little narrow there, which in possession we are likely to do, as the ball is eventually launched clear. Now we've lost the ball. We'll do everything we can to win it back, and it falls to the head of our defenders, and all of a sudden, very quickly, fed towards Marco Royce. But you can already see the press coming in as they actually get a really good ball away, and Leon Bailey finds himself in a little bit of space and time. If he can get a ball into the middle, it could be dangerous. Challenge comes in from Guerrero. Oh, VAR! We're going to VAR. Well, I don't know if he's deciding if it's in or outside. He's definitely given the foul. The referee's making his way over. Is it a penalty kick or is it a free kick? VAR is being inquired about. Unbelievable scenes, viewers. Who saw this coming? He's making his way back onto the pitch now. He's going to do the signal. He's pointing, and it's a free kick. I think he may well book Guerrero at the same time for that. But it's a free kick rather than a penalty. You can see right on the edge as Brady puts it in, cleared. And what a massive waste of time that was. VAR, though. You've wanted it. There it was. As it's gone to the back post. It's headed into the hands of Berkey. Drama, viewers. Lovely stuff. It's a corner. Royce plays it in. Akanji's there off the crossbar and cleared. A really good opportunity for us. Götze keeps it alive. Challenge comes in. No VAR consultation this time. And it's cleared. Consultation is the word I was looking for. I'm not even sure what I said. As Dortmund with a little bit more possession. I mean, dangerous times. 25 or so minutes to go. It might be time to start thinking about a couple of changes. Pulisic had a pretty quiet game out there for us today, so Sancho is going to come on for me. He's going to play as more of an inside forward, though. I think it might be preferred for him. Unless, actually, Sancho plays as the inside forward and Royce is the winger on this side. Of course, Royce is right-footed, so it would suit him slightly better. We'll make that change. He's not a natural in that role, but I think he can still do it. Experienced player. He should be all right. And Timo Werner, last 20 minutes, we're going to pull him off. Alcacer is going to come on to replace him. Alcacer, not really a pressing forward, but with the style that we play, I'm going to need him to fulfill that role today. Hopefully he can adapt to it over the course of the season. It's another corner kick. Götze to float this one in. Diallo's there, although Leverkusen get it under and away. I mean, we're still playing with a positive mindset, obviously trying to go forward with the ball. It might leave us open to counter-attacks, as Witsel, though, does brilliantly to get in on him there. And the ball forward from Delaney. Alcacer challenges, and it goes forward again. But that pass out to Royce is a little dangerous. Royce does get there first, though. And can we see some play on this right-hand side? If Piszczek can find Royce again, he can. On this right-hand side, players in the centre for cross to come in. I mean, the words baffled me there. Sancho with a massive chance. Oh, and he finds the finish. Alcacer is laid out injured. I mean, we're celebrating on the far side. He's in not pain. No, Alcacer, I'm worried for him. We've scored a second. The ball was put in. I thought Alcacer was going to finish it, and it didn't quite happen. And it eventually found its way to Sancho, off the post there, and then you can see it falls back to Royce. Time and composure from Sancho. Lovely stuff. Nice finish into the corner, and a 2-0 lead for Borussia Dortmund. Hopefully Alcacer's all right. No, he's injured. He's going to have to come off. He's just come on, for heaven's sake. All right, striking-wise then, I think we'll put Royce up front, playing that role now. And we'll bring on Bruin Larsen to play this right-hand side. It's all kicked off today. VAR, injuries, goals from corners. Who saw this coming? We really have a little bit of everything in this episode. Let me know what you made of the format of this episode. We changed it around a little bit. It's been a little bit more talkative. We're not going to do every single game. I feel like I've made that mistake before by doing complete playthroughs, and then you end up doing games that either aren't that interesting or aren't that enjoyable to play either. So what I'm going to do is cut it up, sort of focus on some of the bigger games, focus on how we can approach those tactically. But there we are, a 2-0 win against Bayer Leverkusen. If you enjoyed this episode, of course, do leave a like. Want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And of course, I've got another series alongside this at the moment with Liverpool going on. As we go to this post-match stuff, though, dressing room, let's make sure we do a good team talk to round things off. Well done, lads. Good win for us. It was a very good win for us, and we'll continue forward. And that leaves us top of the Bundesliga table. A few teams still left to play, but the perfect start to the season and looking good. Now we've got to check on some of these injuries though. The pitch check picks up a knock, bruised knee, out for a little while, and Alcacer 2 weeks with a pulled ankle ligament. It's a good job we've got Timo Werner. Okay, then if you enjoyed today, do leave a like. Want to see some more of this series? Of course, subscribe to the channel, and we'll love with care. From it to Ben Shields. Next time, I'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.